Neil, how you fixed team-wise first of all for tomorrow?
Much the same as before, really. Big doubts over Hanlon, Gray, Ayapong. Emerson's a doubt. So there's still 3 or 4, very doubtful for the game. So we'll assess them again in the morning and give them as long as we can.
Jamie, okay?
Well, he's training, but again, he sort of hasn't had much football, and he only got sort of 5-10 minutes at Celtic Park, which is a long time ago. Feels a long time ago, and he's been training, but still a little bit ginger on it.
What did you make of Hearts at the weekend, and obviously losing the game, but losing some key players as well?
I just thought Celtic played very, very well. I thought Celtic played superbly in the second half, and no matter what permutations you want to throw at that, if Celtic play well on the day and you play well, then 9 times out of 10 Celtic will win. And obviously the first goal was pivotal in the game as well, and that sort of set Celtic off. And they were superb against us at Celtic Park. We gave them a bloody nose, but Celtic played very, very well. So it's difficult. There'll be a bit of disappointment maybe after the game, but Hearts are having a great season so far.
But Hearts are a much weaker team though without Stephen Naismith.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But he's a quality player, and he's had a fantastic, start to the season, couple of months, and he's been pivotal really in all the good things that Hearts have done. So they've got a big squad there though. They've had horrendous injuries to key players, which we all do from time to time. So, but they've got a lot of players and a lot of strength and depth.
You hear players, I don't just mean at Hibs, but you hear players in the game talking about getting a bit of a boost if they find out they're coming up against a difficult opponent and maybe 2 or 3 of their best players are injured or suspended. I don't know if you felt like that when you were a player, but as a manager now, do you still get that kind of boost, if you like, when you're obviously missing 3 or 4 really top players?
I don't, and I'd much rather he was playing, and if I was playing, I'd much rather he was playing as well. But we've had a catalogue of injuries from the start of the season. McGregor's been out a long time, Hanlon's been out, David Gray's been out sort of sporadically. McLaren, my leading goal scorer, has been out for all majority of the season. It happens. It's a process of having a squad, and you just got to deal with it as best you can and try not to look for excuses.
They lost to Celtic obviously at the weekend and lost the league match at Ibrox. You probably don't want to go into too much detail with us about vulnerabilities, but have you spotted a couple of things from the Hearts team in the last few games that you think there's areas that we can get at?
Listen, every team has their vulnerabilities. There's no team that's perfect, but the Hearts at Tynecastle are very, very, very strong. Very strong, no matter who the personnel is. So the fact that it's a derby as well just adds to the space or the tension to the game, if you want to call it that. So we know we're in for a very difficult game, very difficult, and we'll have to be very, very strong and resolute at times, and just play the game and not the occasion.
Do you think there's an expectation level amongst Hibernian supporters and staff, playing staff, coaching staff, directors, that you should be going to Tynecastle and getting something where perhaps before you came here there wasn't that expectation, if you like, more a hope?
Well, you want to change the mentality slowly but surely. You don't have a divine right to win any game. I think the players, have played well this season already. And we go with, not expecting to win the game, but expecting to compete and make the game as difficult as possible, and try to do what we always do and create chances and work the goalkeeper. So, that doesn't change. The dimensions of the pitch are different from, most grounds, we know that. So you got to play the pitch, the circumstances, the conditions accordingly, and adapt as best you can. My concern at the minute is we're undercooked. I know it sounds a bit rich coming from a manager about lack of football, but this is only our second game since the 5th of October. So the only thing that worries me is rigor mortis setting in the squad, because it's just ridiculous. We had one game against Hamilton, 2-week break, which is not ideal because you're playing well. Then you go to Celtic Park and then you have another 10-day break, whereas other teams are playing 3-4 games in the month, and you know, it's a balance of getting the training right and the freshness, obviously, and trying to keep them up to match fitness levels, which is very difficult to do. And then in December, it's all concertinaed into 8 games in 4 weeks. It's just absolutely criminal. The other thing is, this is a block of 5 games where this is our 4th one away in 5 games. Never come across that before. So it's difficult, but we'll adapt. But it needs looking at. It's just not right. As a manager, it's almost impossible to prepare for anything like that.
You've spoken to us about that frustration before. Have you voiced your opinion with?
I have publicly, but I don't know who.
With Ian Blair or anyone at the SPFL or anything like that?
Well, I'm sure Ian reads the papers and sees the TV, so I mean, he can give me a call anytime he likes. I know it's difficult for Ian as well, trying to keep everybody happy, but I just think we're in a very difficult position when it comes to the fixtures at this period of time, whether it be circumstantial or not.
It's too many breaks then, Neil. You look at the international breaks. I mean, there's one a few weeks ago, there's another one coming up in a couple of weeks' time, which is a good 10 days.
Yeah. There's far too many, Bray. How do you get any continuity going? How do you get any fluency going? You know, some managers are dying for the international break because of injuries or because of suspensions. I get that, and I've had that myself. But this will be the 3rd one. Plus, we've had a break for the semi-finals as well. So there's a month, or maybe longer, out of the season already gone, with no football or, you know, no competitive games. So, and then come December, I'll be screaming for a break, which we're not going to get. We've got 3 home games in a week as well, so we're expecting our fans to come a couple of weeks before Christmas and put their hand in their pocket. Very, very difficult, you know, to prepare for something like that.
So is this the game then to kick-start the team, to kind of get them going again, or do you think it's...
Well, it's a really good question, right? Because you want to kick-start. We were on a good run, then we have a break, then we play Celtic, then we have a break, then we play Hearts, and then I think we've got maybe 2 or 3 games in November, and then there's an international break somewhere along the way as well. So how do you get any kick-start and fluency and, you know, team consistency when it's stop-start? And it's, I know you can't blame one particular faction for that, but it's just very, very broken up at the minute for me.
I mean, you've been here now for a few of the derbies. I mean, how much do you look forward to them rather than the players?
I enjoy the derbies, yeah. I wish sometimes I was playing, but the derby's the derby, and it's a great fixture, and it's a great Scottish fixture, and to see both the teams being strong again and full houses at both of the stadiums, and the excitement that is brought back to the city is fantastic. So, and we always know that they're going to be very, very competitive, particularly at Tynecastle.
It's quite, I mean, I wouldn't wish any kind of bad behaviour in these games, but in recent times there's so much respect between yourself and Craig and the opposition players. It's quite a kind of nice derby, if that makes sense to you. You might know what I mean, having come from the old firm. Mm-hmm. Do you speak to your players about making sure it's not nice on the night?
You just be competitive. You know, that's all you want. Be strong. Stand up to, you know, the challenge that lies ahead. You know, if there's any intimidation, from the supporters, you know, relish it rather than, you know, fear it. But whether it's a nice derby or not, you know, I think most derbies are nice compared to Glasgow. If you're trying to make that comparison.
Can I ask you, Neil, about Leicester?
Yeah.
I know you may not have known that, you know, the people who lost their lives, but as a club, you know the people there very well. You've been there for a long time. How will they be hurting at the moment?
Well, I think you know, the club's grieving, the supporters, the city. I think that, you know, the chairman there, you know, brought a lot of remarkable things to a provincial club, right? One city club. Not only did he bring a Premier winning team to the city, he also did so much around for the community, and Leicester is a big on its community as well. It's a club that, you know, I love very much, and you know, it's obviously devastating news, and you see what the outpouring of grief and what he meant to, you know, the people around the club, and of course the supporters as well. It's very difficult for me to put into words. You know, a lot of things have been said already, and great tributes pouring in, but I just, at the end of the day, the guy's a human being. He's a father. You know, he's a son, he's a relative, and it's their family's loss. So all our condolences go to the family and obviously the club as well.